When children are studying maths in primary school, understanding fractions can be difficult. This 15-minute programme shows a simple but very effective way you as a parent can help your child with fractions. And all you need are some paper cups. When the cups are cut into halves and quarters, children can see clearly how fractions are added and subtracted and begin to gain confidence in this important area of maths.
Now, fractions are one of those obstacles which some pupils never manage to cross. So a school that's found a way to teach fractions is worth a visit. At Janvrin School in Jersey, teachers are carrying pupils through to the point of understanding fractions conceptually. Easy, you may think, on an affluent, beautiful island, but a substantial number of children in today's lesson are on the special needs register, and behaviour management is an issue. Also, English for a number of children is an additional language. So, let's meet the team. Louise Isaacs is the Year 3 teacher. Commentating on the lesson, Ian George, mentor for maths teaching, and Richard Dunn, maths consultant. And here's our Year 3 class. Richard and Ian are watching with us and are helping to select the lesson highlights. The children are going to work on whiteboards. Louise is preparing 2 tables. The blue maths table is nothing special, unless you're in Year 3. For our pupils, it has a special significance. They will use the maths table and the journey from the resources table to visualise calculations or maths stories. They do this by moving cups or cards between the resources table and this special to them, maths table.
And here come the paper cups, and there's a variety. There's whole cups and a variety of fraction cups. There's half cups and quarter cups that they're using.
Yeah, it looks to me brilliant. I mean, you're still maintaining the use of these concrete material objects.
So I'm going to write you a math story on the board. I want you to copy down very carefully, making sure that you write your whole numbers a large size. OK, I'm just going to have a quick whiz round. I'm going to make sure everybody's got that number story written down correctly. But with the whiteboards, the writing's large, you can see exactly what the children have done, and it's very quick to pinpoint where you need to go back to, or if everybody's got it wrong, it's very quick to see. You can just say, right, let's do that again. They've got it all on one line. You have a little check of the person.
So it's easy to spot that Patrick's having a problem. Louise's response is to make him the demonstrator for the maths story.
Right, Patrick, let's have you out. Let's have you out. I reckon you can do this, Patrick. Is there somebody who'd like to read the maths story for Patrick as he's showing us what this maths story means? Jack?
1 1/4.
Are we all watching Patrick?
Yep.
A show? Make sure we want to check.
Yep. Add 3 whole cups.
It's good, isn't it, that it seems to be making a lot of difference that they're looking at each aspect of the math story and interpreting some parts as cups and some parts as actions.
Take away 2 1/4. 2 whole cups and a quarter cup.
That was really good that you made that clear. Show everybody, Patrick, before we put it down. I think you get so used when you're in the teaching profession of it has to always be you at the front because you need to control. And I think having sort of made that mistake in the past of assuming that children must certainly learn better from an adult, I think that's completely wrong. The answer is 2. Give him a clap and give Jack a clap. Excellent, well done. Thank you.
It seems to me that probably for the first time I've seen children really appreciating that the equal sign has got a specific meaning. So they really are clear. It means I count on the maths table.
What's also a huge benefit is the children are constantly encouraged to articulate what they see and the actions that they have to do, so they can explain their learning or demonstrate their learning in a different way.
Yes.
Gail, you're going to burst. Come and be me.
Louise has a multi-role. She's to model, to the children, but she's also to encourage children to model to each other.
Yes.
And to be able to identify that's a very active role.
3 3/4. What are you doing over there, Bruno? How do you know you're going to get some more?
It could be take away or it could be add. It could be all the things.
Exactly. Do you want to hover in the middle? There, it's not hovering. All right. 3 3/4. Take away. Aha. Abracadabra. 1 1/4. He's learning. He moved over. Well done, Bruno.
What we're anticipating happens and will happen in the future is that children will imagine this in their heads.
Yes.
They'll imagine those actions and those movements in their heads when they see the symbols.
Right, there's our half. Bruno says, and he's spot on, glue them together, we get a lovely half. And he did something with this half. What did you do with this half?
Moved it to another half.
Yeah, you had a spare half on the table, didn't you? So what happens when you glued all of those fractions together? What did you get?
A whole cup.
A whole cup. And what did you whisper to Gail?
4.
4. What do you think about Bruno's answer? They all achieve at their own level and they all are involved. There's no reason why anybody can't come out to the front and participate and be me or do the writing on the board or do the cups. They can all do it. And even when they stumble sometimes and they get a little bit wrong, the support is there. The children want to help.
Now Louise is moving on to multiplication. They remember this operation by a phrase, "love that number." So the children visualise that 1 1/4 is loved so much that it will make 3 journeys in total to the maths table.
Is that 1 1/4? Is that the maths table? What you love is on the maths table, isn't it? You love 1 1/4. Right, Lauren, I want you to write down that he loves 1 1/4. Show me the sign that says he loves it. Diana, what does that sign mean? Do you remember? Remember what this sign means over here, Diana?
Times.
It is times, well done. Lauren, I'd like Jay to love that number 3 times. Good. How many times have you been so far, Jay?
Twice.
Twice, excellent. How many times left to go?
Once.
1 more. Okay. So, Jay, can you count them for me, please? Good. I'm really impressed. As I'm talking, everybody else is getting on with writing this math story. When you've written this math story, watch what Jay is doing. With this type of approach, everybody can hang their hat on some sort of hook, and doesn't matter how they view those cups, it's a very vivid memory that allows them to sort of move on to the next part of the lesson, even if it's not that day, it could be later that week or even later that term.
Next, representing fractions with cards. But first, is there evidence that the teaching method is working?
Well, I'm in the business of trying to raise standards, obviously, and I found that mathematics has been very resistant to the standards being raised. So given that, we've been looking at other styles of techniques, and we're finding that this particular style here has been working really well. With trials with Year 2, I've been amazed at how the children have enjoyed it, and conceptually, how far they've been developing the maths, far beyond where I would expect them to be. So given that, I'm involving other teachers and trying it in Year 3, and very positive. I think it's something we may adopt within the whole school.
We're going to use something that isn't cups, but it represents cups. So we have to imagine that we're using the cups this time, although they don't look like cups. But I need somebody who's feeling particularly brave to come and show us this math story using the fraction cards. Oh, come on then, Patrick, out you come.
It's still a concrete representation, but it's relying more on their symbolic knowledge. But children are making that, bridging that gap now.
Off we go, Andrew. 2 3/4. Put the cards, when you think you're ready, Patrick, in the card rack on the maths table. Are you watching carefully? And are you happy?
Yes.
Right, we'll carry on then. 2 3/4. Take away. Fantastic, Patrick. A quarter. Add. What are you doing at the moment, Patrick?
This is fascinating.
What are you
The
doing?
clarity with which Louise is moving from the concrete halves and quarters into the more symbolic representation of halves and quarters.
Yeah. It's a hard concept, but they're getting there.
You think you can do it? Get your answers down. Gemma's doing a fab job. What have you done so far, Gemma?
I put the 2 over here.
The 2 what?
The 2 whole cups over here.
Excellent. Now what? You've got a lot of cards up there, haven't you? What's she going to do with all those cards? She's going to. Oh, she's going to play Snap. You're not going to play Snap with them, are you?
No.
Yeah, because you win because they all match, don't they? Do they all match?
Yeah.
They do, don't they? What are you going to do with all of those then?
You have to glue them together and try and make a whole cup. Like this one with these can be a whole cup. It's got 4.
So, the power of the visualization of the cups is still apparent. Even though Gemma's using cards, she's thinking cups. This is significant as the children progress towards the abstract.
And then there's a half cup left.
But that's not a half.
But when you stick them together, they're a half.
So when you stick which fractions together? What's that fraction?
A quarter and another quarter together, it makes a half.
So Gemma's saying, stick these 2 quarters together, I get a half. And she's done something really clever, Jada, hasn't she? What's she done with those 4 quarters?
She's glued them together, so that makes a whole cup as well.
Excellent, Gemma. So how many whole cups have we got at the moment? We've got 1, 2,
3
3 whole cups.
and a half.
3
I think the way that we present it, where we give them to start with concrete and hands-on kinesthetic type activities, it catches the ones that you're going to lose very early, and because they enjoy that element of it, they want to keep enjoying that kind of feeling. So they want to stay engaged in the lesson.
We've done it with the cups. We've done it with the cards. Now we're going to do it with this.
This is brave. Seems to be a big step.
We are not using anything now, just your imagination and your wonderful brains. You're not going to have any cups. They are going to become pictures in your mind.
I think most people teaching fractions actually start from this stage.
Yep.
This very difficult use of just abstractions.
Go on then, Liliana.
1,
Here it goes.
add 2.5, take away a half, equals.
Okay. Can you count them?
I know the answer.
So what's the answer, Luca?
3 cups.
That's fantastic. Well done, Luca. Excellent. It is 3 cups. Superb.
It's clear most of these children can calculate abstract fractions only 1 term into Key Stage 2.
What is really good about this, I mean, for one thing, throughout this lesson, I think we've been able to see the children actually learning.
Yes.
And the learning we've seen also sets them up for dealing with other numbers, because the same actions will apply throughout. This has been magnificent.
The magic moment is when you see a child saying to you, I can do that. And they are so convinced they can do it because they're so confident in their ability, because their self-esteem is raised, that even if they get it wrong, they're not beaten down by it because it's strong enough to hold them up for another go.
The method is overcoming many barriers to learning and has been used with almost every age group. Teachers TV will be back at Janvrin to examine the rationale behind the technique and the way it can be applied to a complete range of mathematical concepts.